Hi there, editing me here. When editing, I found out that my capture card had decided to crap out on me, and so it's broken. So this video there's going to be a lot of repetitive clips on here, so apologies for that. I'll get a replacement one as soon as. Thanks. Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm just going to be talking about a gaming franchise that I have a long history with, and that is, as you can guess by the title, Animal Crossing. I wanted to talk about New Horizons, mainly because I wanted to rant a little bit about the game itself. But to talk about New Horizons, I have to go back to the history that I've had with the franchise itself. Now, I wasn't one who actually played the original back on the GameCube, because I never actually owned one. But my first Animal Crossing game was actually Wild World on the DS, back when that originally got released. And I didn't really appreciate it when I was a kid. I mean, I played it religiously, and I don't think I actually really understood the game until I actually played New Leaf when that got released on the 3DS. I believe back in 2013. It was revolutionary at the time for the series, as most people can compare the first game to New Leaf. The transition was colossal. You could actually play as the mayor, you could make the public works projects, everything. It was huge at the time for the series. But then my gameplay for New Leaf got kind of spotty after the first year, and then I went to university. And then it just became something that I just didn't play for a while. But I found as I'd got older, my mental health was deteriorating. And back in 2019, I probably suffered the worst bout of depression that I'd had since I was about 15 years old. And Animal Crossing really, really helped me. And it sounds so strange to actually say that a video game actually was kind of used for therapy in a sense, but it really was. And what I mean by when I say it was actually used for therapy is that it gave me a kind of routine that I had to do every single day. As most people already know, actually play the game itself. You have to do your daily chores, like digging up your fossils, doing whatever your villagers want you to do that day, collecting fruit or sending them gifts to each other in the town. But that routine, it just really helped me at the time, because while the outside world was crumbling around around me, and I felt like no way out. Whereas in Animal Crossing, that I had that kind of stability, that I had this community of my own making, and it just kind of really cleared my head. And for months, I'm talking maybe 6 months, I played the game pretty much every single day for hours on end, because I was so engrossed in the actual game itself that I just couldn't bring myself to tear myself away from it. I eventually did get better. Obviously now we're a year on, and I still do play Animal Crossing. Obviously, I'm playing New Leaf at the moment, as pretty much everyone else is. But it's moving on to New Horizons itself that seems to be the problem for me. It seems like one step backwards in the series itself, because I think it's been said by several people that they think that the game has been released unfinished, and I pretty much 100% agree with that. There's just missing features that we got in New Leaf that are just not there in New Horizons, and it just seems like we're getting these small updates every few months just to add features that we should have already had at launch. Like in July, we had the swimming in the ocean update. It's like that was a day one thing in New Leaf. That was like the selling point of New Leaf in the trailers. You could go swimming, and this is just like a summer update in New Horizons. Like, it doesn't really make sense. When it was initially released, like, New Horizons looked to me as it was going to be the best in the franchise. It was going to be so revolutionary to the Animal Crossing franchise as a whole that it was just, you could say goodbye to your previous games. And I kind of did. Like, I kind of got rid of my New Leaf Town. Well, by say got rid, I deleted it. I felt like I was saying goodbye to a really dark chapter in my life by getting rid of that particular town in New Leaf. And it was a good thing for me in a sense that I was saying goodbye to that really bad time, and I could do that. That was the power I had by taking everything positive that I had in my life and deleting the past negative. But in no way sense do I mean that I had bad memories of that particular town in New Leaf, because like I said, I used it as my gateway when everything was going wrong in my life, and I was really thankful for it. Just looking at the trailer, when you're looking at New Horizons, before release anyway, it kind of seemed like we were going to get an experience like we've never had before. I mean, in a way, we kind of have, because we can now customize our actual island or town, whichever you want to call it, more than ever before. In a sense, we've kind of got rid of the public works projects by just having those things as normal furniture items that we can place wherever we want in a town. And obviously we have the landscaping, you can make your own rivers and ponds, whichever, waterfalls. But it also seems like it's so shallow in its content. It seems like it's a spin-off title rather than a mainline iteration of Animal Crossing itself, to me anyway. The villages, they seem like they're not really there, if that makes any sense. Like with New Leaf, yeah, they were really nice, and at a point they did get repetitive, but they felt like they were actually kind of real, even though obviously they're not. Whereas New Horizons, they've already become so repetitive and soulless that it's quite boring to actually talk to them. Obviously, you have to keep the friendship level up to get the portraits, but it's become something that's like you don't really want to try and do. The main focus of New Horizons seems to be to make your island the best it can be, and the villages are just like the last resort. I just want to really just reiterate that when I think what I'm saying in regards to New Horizons, that I don't think it's a bad game. Like, I think it's got huge potential, massive potential to actually be the best. But we're not even to the point where we've got all the features that we had in the previous 2 games when it comes to actual content, in base content. Why is it that we have to wait for updates to just get a normal experience that we've had since 2013 when New Leaf got released? And it just feels a bit odd that Nintendo decided to release it after initially delaying it first time. I mean, they delayed it because, for good reasons really, they wanted the workers to have that work-life balance, and that's fantastic. But I think that it really should have been delayed again, because it just wasn't there, and it doesn't feel like we've got the best experience that we can really get. And it's just kind of a letdown, especially to myself, because I feel that the franchise, I feel that I owe them something, when obviously I don't. It's kind of a way that I'm still in the franchise because it gave me so much. It gave me that window of opportunity to break free of my life last year. But coming into New Horizons, I feel like it's such a chore to kind of play. Like, I'm getting bored 4 months in of release. Just doing the average daily 20 minutes of just getting the fossils, talking to the villagers once so they don't get snarky with you for talking to them twice in a day. And then I'm just kind of shutting off because I've got my island to the point where I actually want it and I'm happy with it. And there's just nothing else for me to do. I mean, I've got all the fruit, I've got all the fossils. I'm still waiting on, obviously, the fish, but then I've got to wait for the other seasons. But it just feels like I'm waiting to complete this game because I don't time travel, I'm not going to go to another game to actually just complete it in that sense, in that fashion. But it's just that it just feels like it's such a chore to actually play the game that's supposed to be the life simulator, that's supposed to be the escapism from everyday life, and it's supposed to be this perfect representation of what life should be. There's no real stress and no real danger in Animal Crossing is in. That's what I mean by the perfect world. But it's like I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but it just seems like it's becoming such a bland experience that I kind of just want to stop playing altogether for the moment until we get more content. I mean, in no possible way am I saying that I think that I wasted my money when I bought New Horizons, because that's the furthest thing from the truth. I really do enjoy the game as it is, but I just don't feel like we've got everything that it should be at the moment. And I mean, I know a lot of people that have been fans of the series for a long time also share that mindset, and it's the fact that this is the game that has brought Animal Crossing to widespread popularity, and the fact that it's kind of representing the franchise of something that it's not. That's the thing that kind of annoys me. It's like, Animal Crossing is fantastic, but we've got so much more to come. We've had so much more to do. And if the new fans are getting turned off by what they've seen so far, it's going to be really bad for the series as a whole, because people won't buy the next one. Anyway, I feel like I've babbled on for a bit too long. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know down below. Do you share my kind of respective of the game? Do you think that it's getting a little bit too repetitive? Do you miss the content? What do you want to see from the game as in general? Like I said, let me know down below. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.